Welcome back to another session of Sanity right here on the Real Side. Always a pleasure to have you with me. 855 Real Joe, 855-732-556. Send me an email. Come on. No, actually, I've got enough. It's always a pleasure to have you with me. 855 Real Joe, 855-732-5563. Head up to the website, realside.com. Come on, you know the drill, right? You can watch live, you can listen live, you can take the just take the poll. Check out the stories that are going on there. A whole bunch of stuff happening. And I really do appreciate the time that you're spending with us, you know. And I tell you what, this weekend, if you want to see what's going to happen under a Joe Biden ruling dictatorship, just look what happened this weekend. Thousands and thousands of people. One estimate was 200,000 total. And, you know, we're hearing them all over the place, and that's because nobody wants to tell the truth. But anyway. And look at the damage, those cowards. And I hope there's BLM fools listening to me and Antifa fools. You're cowards. You show up with masks. You beat up on old folks and kids. That makes you a coward. Amazing what your parents brought up, isn't it? Or I hope to God they did. Hopefully you're one of those rebellious kids. But I can't think you would be because you're a coward. You got to have some bravery to be rebellious, don't you think? But you beat on 80-year-old women. You're in the faces of little kids. And you guys that are out there, does that make you a man? Is that what that does? Because, I mean, I got a bunch of men I'd like to introduce you to. Really, if you're into it. If you really want to see what it's like to have a battle, if you really want to see what it's like when a real man gets up in your face, let me know. I'd be more than happy to oblige. And I got a bunch of friends that'd be more than happy to oblige. It's just amazing to me. Now, are these products of their parents? Are these products of their upbringing? Are these products of society? Are these products of what the school district and school systems have been teaching people? I'm asking questions because I don't have the answers for you. I mean, seriously, the amount of cheating that went on, and what used to be friends of mine in the Democrat Party who hate Trump so much, can't tell me anything he's done. They can only tell me the talking points of what he hasn't done. Right? It's just amazing. And then you got the governors now shutting down whole states. Some may do it for months. If we don't rise up and start taking it to the courts, aggressively taking it through the court system, then we deserve what we get. Matter of fact, I'll go even one step further. No, I'm not kidding you. I would say we need to start even pushing even harder for civil disobedience. No, you're not going to shut me down. No, you're not going to keep my family away from my house on Thanksgiving and Christmas. Do you see yet? They don't care what this is doing. Look, California alone, 2.6 people of the total population have been infected. Hello? 2 kids under the age of 18 have died from this. A flu, a virus that has over a 98% recovery rate has sent us, well, actually, hasn't sent us. Some of you are bowing at the knee of these dictators. Not going to happen. No, it's one thing to stay safe. It's one thing, for the first few weeks, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks, whatever it was. I know, they said 2 weeks. It went longer. I got it. Things happen. You get information as you go. But now, no more. We're done. After what I saw this weekend and what I've seen over the last, look, they've been doing this for a long time, but not at this level. They're so desperate that they're willing to eat their own. That any Democrat that comes out and says anything about this election smelling not quite right, they attack with a vengeance. And this is how they've won. The group that has always said that they don't want any bullying is bad. They have perfected it. And it's funny how they screamed about Trump not calling out white supremacy, yet not a word on BLM, not a word on Antifa and what they did to people over the weekend. Not a word. They are disingenuous slugs. I don't even have, and that's even giving the slugs a bad name. what I saw them doing on video, that mainstream media is not showing anybody, shows you that mainstream media, and if you're a rank and file Dem who I used to believe loved America, and you're not saying anything, and you're okay with this as long as we beat Trump, you're okay with little kids being punched, with 82-year-old women being punched, a guy that an old guy that they hit in the head and they started kicking him in the head while he was down. If you're okay with that, you're not an American. You're not a patriot. You're a thug. Just shy of a communist. You're aiding and abetting. But you don't care, do you? Anything to get Trump out. Isn't it sad, though? In the back of your mind, you have to understand that your party is hated by the American populace. They hate what you're doing. And if you didn't cheat in this election, you would have been wiped out to a big degree in Congress. You would have been wiped out to a big degree in Senate. And Trump would have taken this thing by probably 400 electoral college votes. But you're too afraid. Because you know you guys are in the wrong. Joe Messina, your host. Guess who's up next? And she's madder than I am. We'll be back in a minute.
Are you paying too much for your health insurance? Are your deductibles too high? Or are you completely uninsured? If you answered yes to any of these questions, Healthcare Help Desk can help you now when people need help the most. Health insurance laws and rules have changed. If you have Obamacare, are uninsured, or your premiums are too high, call Healthcare Help Desk. It's free. New healthcare plans are available, and you may qualify for dental coverage and lower copays and deductibles. Make the free call now. Top quality coverage at the lowest prices anywhere. You may be paying too much and not even know it. In these troubled times, healthcare is more important than ever. Don't let another day go by without health insurance. Policies are being offered with very low copays and deductibles. So if you're uninsured, underinsured, or paying too much, call Healthcare Help Desk. Learn about your options before it's too late.
Call 800-964-1055. 800-964-1055.
Attention Medicare recipients and anyone turning 65. Medicare has approved new benefits not included with original Medicare and older Medicare Advantage plans. You may not be getting all of the benefits you're entitled to. These new Medicare Advantage plans may have many free new benefits including in-home aids, telephone appointments with your doctors, home-delivered meals and prescriptions. These benefits may be available and it's a free call to enroll. The easiest way to enroll is to call the Medicare Benefits Line, a free non-government service. The new plans may also offer free eyeglasses, free hearing aids, free wellness visits, and gym memberships. Call the Medicare Benefits Line now. It's easy. Find out if you're eligible for new benefits like meal and prescription delivery, in-home aids, and telemedicine. Some plans may have a $0 monthly premium or zero copays for big out-of-pocket savings.
Call 800-691-1655. 800-691-1655.
Medicare Benefits Line is not connected with or endorsed by any government agency or the federal Medicare program.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
I'm self-employed and didn't report all my income. They claim I owe a lot more than I do.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
Tax Solutions Now saved my business.
I qualified for the Fresh Start program. I paid less than I owed.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions Now.
Call 800-447-7570. 800-447-7570.
She's going to calm me down. Maybe. Kimberly Morin joins me. She does every week to try to help us kick the week off, get things rolling, and try to make some sense out of all the stuff they hid from us over the weekend. Hey, Kimberly. Are you there? Did I lose you?
Sorry, I was on mute. I muted myself again.
She could come down just a little bit more still.
I'm going to send the manual over for you.
Right?
All right. So talk to me. First of all, tell me about your Twitter woes. You apparently had a little problem this weekend with a tweet you sent out.
I responded to the New York Secretary of State because she tried to blame Trump for saying he wasn't going to give vaccines to New York State when we all know it was Cuomo who doesn't want to take the vaccines because Trump is the president, because we know Cuomo doesn't believe in actual science. So I tweeted to her, and I wasn't very nice about it. But then she tweeted me back and she wrote, she seems nice. And then
Joe, she could still come down just a little.
And then she shared another tweet of mine where I said that the people of Michigan should rise up against the governor. And so they're trying to, you should report this person, report this tweet. I'm like, I didn't say anything I didn't violate any Twitter terms of service.
Well, yeah, you did. You simply by being pseudo-conservative view and calling somebody out, you violated the terms and conditions.
Yeah, I'm like, some crackpot leftist is like, you're inciting violence. I'm like, where did I call for violence at all? I'm like, there's a recall petition out on her. What are you talking about? I'm like, these people are inherently violent, and they project their violence onto other people. And then, of course, there's all these fake accounts on Twitter all the time. It's anytime you post something that's opposite of left-wing drivel, all these fake accounts come out. I can't tell you how many accounts I've reported for being fake. All of a sudden, a 0-follower account will appear. I'm like, what? It's tons of them.
Shouldn't they at least follow themselves from their other accounts so they look pseudo-real? I mean, seriously.
It's bad. It's bad. I noticed it way more over the past year. It used to happen during elections or if something big was going on, but I noticed it way more. It's like all the time over the past year.
Yeah, it is. I don't know if you caught my first segment, but I was screaming about what was going on this weekend. And I said, what happened to the unity? What happened to the Trump people, the violent ones, right? I mean, and they're not only are they violent, they're cowards. They're flat out cowards.
Oh, yeah.
These are younger people that are beating up on 82-year-olds, beating up on kids, lording over kids. And I'm going, that doesn't make you a man. That just makes you a coward. What's that say about your parents? How they bring you up?
Oh, of course they're leftists, so of course they're cowards. We all know that's, just inherent. I think you have to be a coward in order to be part of the Democrat Party, to be honest. Otherwise, they don't want you.
I used to be one that defended them more. But I've come to the conclusion now, if you're a Democrat and you're not speaking out against this violence, after calling out Trump and people like me, you're a hypocrite and you're dense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a big definite.
That's a Boston term, dense.
I saw some really terrible videos from the rally this weekend. One guy getting cold-cocked, sucker punched from the back.
Oh, yeah.
People getting pushed down, elderly people. I was like, why can't you just leave these people alone? They're not bothering you. You might disagree with them, but they're not in your face.
They were on their way home. The ones that were pounded on, they were on their way back to their apartment. The stuff was over, and these cowards pseudo-ambushed them,
Yeah. No, and that's how the left rolls. Honestly, that is exactly how they roll.
And when you ask a lot of what I perceive to be as the sane left, a lot of them now, they hate Trump so much, they don't care how much cheating needs to take place. They don't care how much violence needs to take place to get rid of him. But their tune would change if it was our side, wouldn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
It's just amazing to me. So again, I mean, I know you've been following what's going on this weekend, the march that went down, the fact that the president, they even had the audacity, the mental illness like boiled out of the side of their heads to complain about how close these people were and that many weren't wearing masks. I'm saying to myself, are you so delusional? This is what you're stuck on. But then little Lightfoot, whatever her name is, and I do mean little, she can go and party with everybody. And because it was a momentous event, it was okay.
Yeah. See, this is one of the problems, Joe, with all of the mandates and you have to wear a mask and you can't see your family and you must make your family suffer, your elderly parents suffer without you, alone, isolated. These are the same people that are doing all of this and putting all these mandates in place, but yet going out and doing whatever the hell they want.
Yep.
Let's go to dinner at a posh restaurant like Governor Newsom. Oh, he's so special. And then you have, Whitmer's husband going out getting a boat ride, and freaking this Lori Lightfoot dancing in the streets. Give me a break. All these people are hypocrites. Literally, they are using the Chinese sent virus to control people. I mean, what better way to push a communist virus than push communism in our country?
I'm with you on this, but go back to Newsom. Think about something. First of all, he went to a private dinner, as you said, at a restaurant, and then his kids go to a private school. All right, they're there, no problem at all. Most of the other schools, 99% of the rest of the schools are closed down. Pelosi was trying to sneak a big Democrat dinner by everybody.
Oh, I saw. Well, the Republicans were doing it too, but the Republicans aren't the one telling everybody they have to be masked and they have to be isolated in their home alone on Thanksgiving. And notice how they're doing all these shutdowns between Thanksgiving and Christmas, right?
Yeah. You know what? People are going to rise up. They're not going to take it.
They don't do a freaking thing.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 888-431-0562. That's 888-431-0562. 888-431-0562. 888-431-0562.
Dish TV is better than cable TV. Here's why. Dish has the nation's lowest TV price, along with an award-winning DVR that can skip commercials, record 8 shows at once, and get access to thousands of movies at your fingertips. Cable simply can't even compare. So the smart choice is to cut the cable and get Dish. Plus, you get all these great TV features, free HD DVR upgrade, free installation, and free movie channels. Say goodbye to cable and get more with Dish TV. 877-290-7764, 877-290-7764. As an added bonus, you can switch to Dish now and receive a $50 Visa gift card. So call now and get Dish TV. Call 877-290-7764, 877-290-7764. That's 877-290-7764. Limited time offer, 24-month commitment and credit qualification required. Cancellation fee, monthly equipment fees, and other restrictions apply. Promotion can change at any time.
Friend, do you remember when it felt good to withdraw your cash from the bank to expand a business, go on vacation, or buy a new car? Well, today, withdrawing your own cash has become a very risky business, according to The Secret War, a shocking new research report. I just read it. And folks, I was amazed to learn why banks are now required to spy on us for the government and then report any suspicious or unusual behavior. I suggest you get The Secret War free. Just call the number on the screen, no charge, from the folks at Swiss America, and get this. Did you know simply spending cash today may be enough to have you branded as a potential criminal? That's right. The new war on cash is really a war against all freedom-loving Americans. The Secret War is yours free, so call the number on the screen and you can tell them Pat Boone gave you the number.
Back on. Kimberly Morin joins me. She does every week to kind of kick the week off and get things rolling. And, Kimberly, as we're talking, I'm still looking over my shoulder at some of the news channels. Now, again, I'm going to give Fox a little bit of credit. I don't want to give them too much. Between Hannity and Tucker Carlson, you're seeing the vids of what's going on out there in the streets. And they're still this is Pelosi and Biden's people, right? Harris, Pelosi, and Biden, and they're still burning American flags. They're still beating up people, right? They're still intimidating people. This is the America we can look forward to.
That's what the left is all about. Yeah, that's the America we can look forward to. And Biden today is talking about $15 mandated at the federal level minimum wage. Getting rid of right to work, period. I mean, he wants to destroy the economy, kill jobs, destroy worker freedom. It's pretty bad. It's really bad. And the thing is, the media did this. They built this, not the people.
No.
The people don't know. They go by what the media tells them. And the media was the biggest interferers in our election of anyone. It's not the foreign countries, it's the media. Of course, the media is in cahoots with the communist Chinese government, so I don't know. Want to talk about collusion? There you go.
Well, look at last Thursday and Friday, CNN stuck up for Fox, okay, because everybody was pounding them. Now, when was the last time you heard that, right? I hear there's snowballs melting in hell right about now. So CNN stuck up for Fox, right? And then over the weekend, we start getting these quote-unquote leaked information that Parler is really owned by George Soros. And I'm going, okay, here we go. All right? First of all, Dan Bongino owns a large portion of Parler now. And I interviewed the guy years ago on Parler when he was getting rolling with it. And you're going to see more and more of this misinformation put out by mainstream media. And the average Joe, if they don't wake up, they're going to be like, you might as well just put the ring in their nose and start yanking them around now, right?
Right. That's what it is. I mean,
how did we get? Now, I have other people on the show that will say, "Wow, the Democrats have always been like this." No, they've not always been like this. I mean, the ones I grew up around in New England weren't always like this anyway. And all of a sudden, it's kind of like they're zombies.
No. There's always been the progressive faction of the Democrat Party. Hell, Teddy Roosevelt was a progressive Republican. I don't know why people think he was so great, but whatever. Wasn't Hoover a Republican?
I'll look it up.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Hoover was a Republican and he was a progressive and he was terrible. Terrible. Pretty sure he was.
Okay.
Because he was under the Harding-Coolidge administration and he was awful. And he aided in harming the economy with his policies. But progressivism has always been a mental illness that's been around for decades. Decades. Wilson, remember Wilson?
Oh, yeah.
It's been around. They stopped being so outward about it because people realized way back that it was awful. I mean, these are the eugenicists. These are the people that Hitler was jealous of because they had made so much progress in their horrifying programs. And so they were always there, Joe. In the background, they were always doing things in the government and public education and the university systems. They're very patient. They only came out, so to speak, came out of the closet really when Obama was elected. That's when you started really seeing hardcore left-wingers that were really what made up the Democrat Party. Because you cannot ever believe anything a Democrat tells you. Joe Manchin, was he West Virginia, tries to pretend like he's a moderate? He's not. He's a liar. Any Democrat who tells you they won't vote for the far left-wing policies that their party pushes is lying to your face. There are no moderate Democrats at all anymore. There might be moderate Democrat members.
Are they moderate, but they just won't say anything because they're going to lose some of the perks that Schumer might give them?
No, they're lying.
Okay.
They're
I had to ask.
Joe Manchin says to our face, I won't do this or that, but yet you look at his voting record and he does just what his party wants. So he can't be trusted.
No. You know what? I was saying this during the first segment. The fact that now one of them has come out to denounce the violence by Antifa or BLM tells you exactly where their head's at. Okay? They're either major league cowards or they really believe this. They believe the violence is okay.
Well, there's probably both. There's probably both because I can't imagine. No, I can't. At this point, yes, I can't imagine that they all just agree with it.
Well,
I know.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, there's regular people that you and I both know that are Democrats that are not anything like these elected people or the party, people who run the party. They aren't like that, but they don't speak up. They don't speak out. They might not vote for Democrats. They might still remain Democrats, but they don't do anything to change it or stop it because they know what their party does to people who disagree.
Yes. Yeah. And by the way, what you and I had said, they're all, and a lot of the people did too. We didn't have a crystal ball, but did you hear that Dr. Fauci came out over the weekend and he said, the coronavirus, well, it won't be a pandemic for much longer.
What?
We still want to maintain some of the, social cautions. But no, he did. He actually came out and he said that the coronavirus won't be a pandemic for much longer. And that he says that there's a rapid progress on the vaccines that will help tremendously. I'll be among one of the first to take it, and therefore proving that it's fine and it's all set for distribution. Hello.
I'm trying to
breathe. Remember your Lamaze classes? Yeah.
I'm trying. That was so long ago. I'm trying to watch my language because I said something over this weekend about something Fauci could do with a Christmas cactus to himself. Because he's saying, these people are intentionally harming others. They're intentionally harming children. Ezekiel Emanuel, who's a crazy crackpot eugenicist, he still is a eugenicist. He doesn't think that people over 75 should even get the vaccination.
Well,
okay, that's Biden's. That's Biden's thing. Kill all the old people. Kill all the people
Biden's
who are
done,
vulnerable.
Right? I mean, if that's the case, Biden's done.
Yeah,
his own buddies will take him out.
It's disturbing, but I feel so. I can work remote, right? I still have a paycheck. I don't have children in school. I can't. Obviously everybody's life's changed, and I don't wear a mask when I go out. And if somebody doesn't like it, they can kiss my what. No one says anything to me. But these people that are suffering, the single moms who have kids that they usually work out of the home, but their restaurant is closed down and they can't even do that now. I'm sorry, you can't make up for tips with unemployment, no matter, even if they give you some stupid stimulus.
But where are they going to get? Listen. Where are they going to get this money? They keep telling unemployed. The government will take care of you for the 4 months we shut down. Where's the money coming from? It ain't coming from restaurants. It ain't. You know what I'm saying here? We're just going to print it. It's
we're going to just print it or borrow it from. Oh wait, the Chinese Communist government. And I don't understand why nothing has been done to them yet.
The Chinese?
I don't understand why they have not been brought up on charges from the world for what they did to the world.
People are afraid of them. People are flat out afraid of them.
Why would they be afraid of the commies?
Because they don't deal with them the same way we do. I mean, just come on. Look at what took place with Iran, and nobody wants to get out of that deal. And look what they have. They have 12 times the amount of uranium that they were supposed to have. No, duh. Were you surprised? Were you shocked at all?
Mom, thank God you're going to be okay.
So relieved. But you both should know when my time comes, I have a final expense policy with Senior Care USA.
Is Senior Care USA the life insurance policy that helps loved ones pay for funeral expenses and other debts? Bill and I called to get more information.
Yes, and there's an immediate payout of up to $50,000.
If you're over 50, call Senior Care USA now to learn more about final expense insurance plans.
There's no medical exam, even if you have a pre-existing condition like I do. When I called, the quote was free, and there was no pressure.
I found out that policies start for as little as 35 cents a day. Rates will never increase and coverage won't decrease.
I'm going to call today.
Ask about the free prescription discount card. Oh, I'm so glad you'll be taken care of.
Call 1-800-822-7419. That's 1-800-822-7419.
But is it It's really just the beginning, right? Have you written a book and want it published but don't know where to start? You're not alone. Page Publishing cuts through the confusion that most new authors face, like copyright protection, barcodes, printing, and digital uploading. We will get your book into bookstores now. We guide you through the publishing maze and help you distribute and sell your work in hard copy and ebook formats. That's right. We will digitize and place your book for sale on Amazon, Apple iBooks, and Google, offering it to millions. Don't waste another minute. Most publishers won't even look at new author submissions, but we're different. We review your book and provide you feedback in about a week. If we decide to publish your book, your work ends and ours begins. From copy editing and proofing to typesetting and book cover art, our team gets you into bookstores fast.
Call 1-877-461-5033.
Does your current bathroom need to be updated immediately? Introducing One Day Bath and Shower Remodeling, the complete and hassle-free way to get the new bathroom of your dreams in as little as 1 day and for as little as $199 a month. Yes, the experts at One Day Bath and Shower Remodeling will come to you anywhere in the country and show you all the customized options. Now you can have a brand new bathroom in as little as 1 day. Large or small bathrooms, if you want a new bathtub or shower installed, we can do it in as little as 1 day. And if you call right now, you can save $750 off your remodel. We make it easy by offering you financing as low as $199 per month. So for as little as $199 a month, you can finally have the bathroom of your dreams. Call now to schedule your free in-home consultation.
Kimberly Morin joins me. She does every week to kind of kick the week off, get it rolling, get it going. Kimberly, how are we doing? Well, how were we doing?
I'm good. How are you? So you know what? I just want to tell you something because I just saw this story today. It's in New Hampshire. In one of the towns in New Hampshire, they did a recount. Democrats called for a recount. The Republicans had won, but Democrats called for a recount because it was a close vote.
Right.
Guess what? They found about 300 votes that weren't counted for the Republicans.
No way.
Across the board.
No way.
Oh yeah, they're investigating it. The Secretary of State is investigating it. It's being investigated. And I mean, that the town that it happened in is a red town anyway. The Republicans won, but there was 300 across the board. It was probably all Republican down ballot voting. It just too coincidental.
There was there's a mob boss in Philly. I don't know if did you read about the story? Yeah, there's a mob boss in Philly.
There's a mob boss in Philly?
Okay.
Is he a union guy too?
Well, no. I can't imagine there'd only be one there. But anyway, there's a mob boss in Philly, and and apparently it's leaked that they put out 300,000 ballots. They were paid $3 million to get 300,000 ballots into the system, and he may turn on Biden here shortly. I thought that was quite exciting.
That'll never happen.
Well, listen. I think what everybody's worried about now the shoe's on the other foot, because now what everybody's worried about, with some of these terminologies like releasing the Kraken, there is a lot out there. There's a lot of fraud out there that these people can prove. It's really going to come down to what the Supreme Court says about what they should do or shouldn't do, whether they should have a redo in a couple of states, because they can't throw. You've been at this long enough. They can't throw out those ballots anymore, right? I mean, right. They don't know what ballots came in late. So how are they going to throw anything away?
Right.
Right?
Oh God, so pathetic. It's like we're a third world country. Other countries that are terrible countries don't have these issues.
No, you're right.
One vote, one ID, one, it's 2020, and many of us have known voter fraud exists in every election in every state across the country for decades or for years. And now it's just all of a sudden it's coming out. It's a running joke, and I'm sure you know this one. Republicans have to win by 5% to beat the fraud.
Not this time.
Not this time. They should have tried to win by 10%.
They should have been like 35%. I mean, really, this is how. Look, just think of how brazen they have become. Either they perceive us to be a really stupid people, if you would, ignorant people, or they're people ignorant. I don't know which. All right, or they've got so many people in their pocket in the deep state. There's so much of a cohesive group that they figure, go ahead and try to stop us. Watch. We're going to do it right in front of your face. We're going to stop the ballot counting. We're going to bring in 130,000 ballots. We're going to put them into the system and tell you to go to pound sand.
So that's exactly it, Joe. It's not just Democrats that are involved in this, and that's the problem. It's a lot of people that are involved, especially the elite class, right? Millionaires and billionaires. We really do have an us against them in this country, but it's not even left versus right. It's political class versus we the people.
Yep.
It's been like that way. It's been that way for a long time, unfortunately. We allowed it to happen because we actually tried to live our lives and take care of our families.
Lives? Yes.
Yeah. Well, we're not allowed to now, but whatever. But there is a class system in this country, and they will do anything, the political class, to fight for power, maintain power. And one of the things Trump did was kick both of them in the rear end.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
Because all the things he put in, like, I didn't agree with everything he did. Totally did not agree with everything by any stretch. But a lot of the good things he did were good for all Americans.
Yeah, he didn't do anything that was good for one class, one group, one club, if you would. Correct?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Unlike under the Obama years, and Biden's coming right back in to, help out the unions and help out the billionaires and whatever. Screw America. Biden's campaign, instead of being called Build Back Better, should have been, I'm going to screw you. Because that's what he's going to do if he...
it's not going to be him. It's going to be Camilla.
Oh, and she's even worse.
Carmel.
She's even worse.
No,
freaking people in California.
First of all, I don't even believe that either one of them will be running the country. I think it's the globalists that are behind them.
Of course it won't. No, she's dumb as dirt. There's no way. No.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but just
here's a
not
shocker.
Gonna happen.
This came across the wires yesterday, and it seems to be shocking people. Seattle homelessness explodes with no end in sight, and they can't figure out how to fix it. I can. You should have elected a different mayor. Let's start off there. Number 2, let's enforce law and order. Number 3 is stop shutting things down because first of all, by not enforcing law and order, you're driving businesses out of there. That's number 1. Number 2, when you shut it down, the businesses that have stayed, they have no business. So
right.
Where do you expect people to go?
And then people have no job, and they lose their job, they lose the place they live, and they're in the streets. This is all thanks to Democrat policies.
Oh no! Get it straight. It is not Democrat policy. It's because Donald Trump's economy. That's what driven these people into street. Governor Newsom said that like a year ago. He actually said in one of these short speeches he gave is that the reason they have so many homeless is because of Donald Trump's economy. And because those 1%ers are making so much money, they feel so empowered. They're raising rents, in the inner city, and people are having to pay more, and they can't, afford it based on what they're getting paid. What? Oh, he did this whole thing. I mean, he must look like a pretzel. His tongue had to look like a pretzel when he was done trying to explain this.
And that's the thing, Joe. These people, the left, will lie to your face and just expect you to believe it.
Yeah, but
if you dare question them,
were they lying,
they will
or does he
try to harm
really?
you.
Did he really believe that it wasn't his fault, that it was Trump's fault because of the economy?
He's lying.
Huh?
He's lying.
Okay,
he's lying.
I just want to clarify. You sound like you have it under control. Yeah.
Some people really believe it. Like people who are Democrats and are just regular people. Some of them actually believe it because this is what they're told. They believe it's the truth. You've seen it in the walk away campaign, right?
Yep.
So I understand that. I believed things too until I actually realized that how biased the media was. So I can forgive ignorance. Okay, I don't forgive lying scum like Newsom or any of these elected officials. I don't.
No,
I absolutely don't.
There's nothing that comes out of that man's mouth that I believe. You you alluded to it earlier. Newsom's doing the same thing, basically saying we ain't giving anybody, any vaccine that was made under Trump. And I'm going, you're morons, aren't you? You're just morons because it's not made under Trump. Okay, this vaccine has been made by what, 2 or 3? It's trying to be made by a dozen different companies, but 2 different companies. It will be checked out. It will be reviewed. I don't know. This is how much they hate Trump. They're willing to kill people.
Yeah. Oh, that's what communists do. Hello.
I know.
That's what they do. The ends justify the means.
It just makes me crazy.
Does anyone really think there wasn't massive voter fraud committed? Does anyone really think the left wouldn't take advantage, quote unquote, of this COVID situation to try to harm as many people as possible? If you don't believe that they would do that, you need to do some studying on history. This is what the left does. The ends justify the means.
Yes. You're right.
Or the means justify the ends. Right. I just said it backwards.
Oh, no.
You're
right.
They don't care. They will kill their own mother if it increases their power or pushes their cause, quote unquote.
I used to say
and I'm
that.
not saying that. I'm not saying that just to be a jerk. I'm saying that because it's freaking true.
Well,
That's
when you
how
see what
vile
they do,
these people are.
Look at Schiff. He was willing to commit treason to try to get this president thrown out. Anyway, we're out of time. Go ahead and tell people where to find you.
CriticRock.com and Conservative IND on Twitter.
That's too simple. Anyway, Joe Messina, your host. Always a pleasure to have you with me. Kimberly Morin, thanks for being with me. Dr. B joins me the next hour.
Attention homeowners. Do you have a house that's in need of serious repairs? Do you have tenants that never seem to make their monthly payments? How about code violations, past due taxes, or maintenance costs you just can't afford? Then call my friends right now at Quick Cash Offer. They specialize in buying any home, no matter how ugly the situation. Turn that problem property into cash right now. It's just that simple. One call and you can get rid of that home headache forever. They buy the ugliest houses with instant closings, instant cash, and huge savings. Plus, there are no realtor fees, no listing fees, and no repair costs. Just cash in your hands for that painful property. They're buying a few more houses in your neighborhood this month. So take advantage of this cash offer and call Quick Cash Offer now.
855-296-8854. 855-296-8854. That's 855-296-8854.
Listen carefully. If your student loan debt is overwhelming you and things seem hopeless, we've got great news.
If you're still struggling with your student loan debt, there are government programs available that may actually lower your payments by consolidating your federal student loans. Just call us. We'll review your situation and work with you to consolidate your debt. In many cases, depending on your situation, we can lower your monthly payments in half or more. It doesn't matter how much you owe or how far behind you are. Even if you're in default, call us right now to find out how we can lower your payment in half immediately. You can stop the harassing phone calls and the wage garnishments. All you need to do is pick up the phone and call us right now. We can remove your default status, consolidate your federal student loans, lower your payments, and we can do it today. Stop worrying. This is a real solution that can help. So please call us right now.
Call 800-917-8671.
Are you over the age of 50? Want peace of mind and financial security for your family? Here's an important message to you and all seniors from the Final Expense Insurance Hotline. The average funeral costs about $7,000, even more. And the most government benefits will pay your family is only $255. That leaves your loved ones with a burden of paying your debts and funeral costs. Our plans start as low as $1 per day and will pay up to $30,000 for your funeral and other final expenses. There's no medical exam and you'll have lifetime coverage. Plus, your rates will never increase and your plan cannot be canceled, regardless of your medical condition, as long as you make your premium payments. Get free information right now. Just answer a few simple questions and get approved right over the phone in just a few minutes. Call right now.
Call 855-221-7334.
Do you have an idea for an invention, but you don't know what to do next?
How do you get in front of companies or get a patent?
Call InventHelp. They've been helping inventors just like you for 35 years.
And thousands of people contact them every month.
With 65 offices, you can meet with an InventHelp representative near you who will keep your idea confidential and explain their invention process step by step. InventHelp has helped over 10,000 inventors get patents. And they offer 3D animations and prototyping services to help demonstrate your idea. InventHelp's exclusive databank includes over 9,000 companies who have agreed to confidentially review new ideas, like yours.
Don't wonder what to do next. Take action right now and get the help you need from InventHelp.
InventHelp. Call today for free information.
800-880-2937. That's 800-880-2937 now.
I maybe because I'm dull or I've been through it or I don't really know. I don't understand the hate. I don't understand. Look, I couldn't stand some of the stuff that Barack Obama did. I couldn't. I was so mad and so irritated when he said, God bless Planned Parenthood. I just about lost my mind. But I didn't go grab a gun or a baseball bat. I didn't go to a pro-abortion rally and start shooting up or beating on people. We just don't do that. Civilized people don't do that to each other. And yet I'm watching it happen. And you heard me at the top of the hour start screaming about who raised these kids. Look at them. They're young people out there, young girls, young boys that are punching 82-year-old women in the face. These cowards, wussies, were beating up on an old guy, and after he hit the ground, they're still kicking him in the head. And I'm sitting there telling you, if you're with BLM, if you're with the violent part of BLM and or Antifa, you need to have you all got tattoos? You should get the one that really calls you out. You should get the one, coward, across the top of your forehead. And do it backwards. That way there, when you're looking in the mirror, you'll always know what you actually are, which is a coward. You're a real tough guy beating up on little kids. Does that make you a man? You're really tough when you beat up on older women. Come out to my part of the woods. I guarantee you come out to where I'm at, you'll meet some real men. And you may find out what it's all about. Anyhow, No, I'm not pushing violence. I'm releasing my pent-up anxiety. Right, Dr. B? Dr. Bridget Melson joins me to discuss what's going on out there, the craziness going out there. She's got an MS in counseling psychology, a doctorate in psychology with an emphasis on I can't even spell half these words. Neuropsychology, licensed marriage and family therapist at 2 states. Got a question for her? You want to make a connection? 855-REAL-JOE, 855-732-5563. Dr. B, thanks for being with me. Calm me down. I'm going to lay on the couch. You calm me down.
Okay. It's hard to be alive right now and hold it together. It really is. I remember the whole going postal, right, back in the day.
Oh, yeah, right. I remember that.
And, God, it's like 50 years. It's a long time ago.
Seems like it.
Yeah. Yeah. And now here we are again, and there's not even a reason is the thing. I mean, not that there was a reason, but that was work stress, right? And family life wasn't good, and the guy went postal, and now we kind of throw that.
You and I have talked about this before, and you're probably tired of talking about it, but the hate that I saw in these people over the weekend.
Yeah, me too.
It's almost like a switch, right? It is. You could see
it's going postal.
The emptiness in their eyes. And I'm going
completely.
I was yelling at the parents, going, "What did you raise here? I mean, what have you done to these kids?"
Well, thanks to the schools and parents keeping them in the schools. And you see principals, you see teachers that are getting reprimanded, thank goodness. I wonder about the ones that aren't, for speaking out negatively and saying horribly vulgar things about anyone that votes for President Trump, disciplining kids, suspending kids, calling them out in front of their classroom, their classmates.
Yep.
So I am at the point, honestly, again, I always like to give a Dr. B advice. One thing that if you only hear one thing I say this entire next 45 minutes is get your kids out of public school. And I know you're on the board, and I'm so sorry. I hope this doesn't affect you negatively. But, excuse me. But unless you're in a ridiculously rural conservative area where the teachers well, and this is the thing, I know a lot of people have to keep them in, and that's fine. Just read the books, go over their texts, go over their tests with them, their papers, ask what they're doing, and encourage them and empower them to speak out, know their teachers. We can't just send them to school. I mean, this is ultimately what's going on here. We can't just send our kids to school. Would you drop your kids
off at a daycare center without actually checking it out, an after-school program, without hanging out? I don't know about you, but when I used to take my kids to a new church we went to, you know where I hung out? I hung out in the youth church to see what they were teaching and what they were doing with my kids.
Right. But people do enroll their kids because there are no spots left, or they just do. I wish they didn't, but again, this is what I've done for a living for 30 years, is parenting, being a parenting expert and working with kids and working with parents. And literally, I would say, not all the time, because I have some great clients, but I would say 85% of the time, the parent even drops them off with me. And, I even had a dad throw $300 at me, 3 $100 bills at me, and said, "Here, fix her. I don't know what the problem is," and left. And I'm like, well, I don't need to see you. I know what the problem is. And she just looked at me and started crying. She's like, "For the first time in my life, you see that it's my dad. It's not me." And I'm like, it's very clear. And he had a golf tournament. And so come on, parents, you've got to be involved. You can't just and I wish that was a made up story, but it's not. It is for real. And here we're seeing it again. And I even see, my kids get bullied on, like social media and things like that. They're in a pretty conservative Christian school. So pretty much it's all good now. We're in Texas, but it's ugly out there. The things that I see 8, 9, 10, 11, 12-year-olds, the messaging that they hurl out on social media, it's ugly. But look at where they're getting it. Look at where they're getting all of this psychological manipulation. They're getting it from the people they listen to, they're rock stars, right? They're musicians. They're getting it from the actors. They're getting it from Disney. They're getting it.
I want to go back to what I always say to you. And I know one day when I see you in person, you're going to slap me in the head.
And I've never seen you, have I? We've never met in person.
No.
That's so weird.
No, there's so many people in this business I don't meet for like 10 years. But so here's it. Why was it hidden? Or why did our group or groups from the 60s or 70s, even early 80s, why are they much more able to cope with adversity, with nasty stuff? I had people call me names all my life because I was an Italian. And I didn't stab anybody, didn't go after a baseball bat to beat. I just didn't do it.
Yeah, family life is very different. And we had the community. I don't know about you, but we definitely grew up in in the neighborhood, and everybody kind of watched over each other, and everybody just demanded respect. And there are other reasons why too.
No, we're gonna hit those on the other side of the break.
Here's a great way to save money on your prescription medications. If you take Viagra or Cialis, we can give you a way to pay as little as $2 a pill. Compare that to prices as high as $60 per tablet. Call now with your prescription and pay as little as $2 a pill. We offer 24/7 service and always free delivery and confidential packaging. Call Pharmacy Shop 24/7 to get generic versions of Viagra or Cialis for as little as $2 a pill, plus free discreet shipping.
Broken AC, $4,600. Water heater, $1,500. Fridge on the fritz, $1,000.
You need home warranty coverage from the Home Service Club
for around $1 a day. If any of your covered appliances and systems break down, HSC will either repair or replace them.
HSC provides coverage of up to 47 different appliances and systems in your home.
I trust HSC.
HSC has over 15,000 pre-screened, highly rated technicians with the fastest response time in the industry.
They cover everything from ACs, stoves, fridges, pool pumps, and more.
Call the number on your screen now for a free no-obligation quote from a trusted HSC specialist about a home warranty for your entire home, backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Call now and get 1 month free plus $75 off your first year of coverage. 1 month free and $75 off your first year. The Home Service Club.
I didn't know some Medicare Advantage plans may pay for dental visits. Did you?
I didn't know some Medicare Advantage plans may pay for transportation to my doctor. Did you?
I didn't know some Medicare Advantage plans may pay to have my prescriptions delivered directly to my home. Did you?
These and more are important benefits some Medicare Advantage plans may give you. So if you're eligible for Medicare, call us right now because you may be eligible to enroll in a plan with amazing additional benefits. Some Medicare Advantage plans may pay for services like these: dental visits, vision coverage, hearing coverage, home delivery of drugs, even gym memberships. Some plans may include no copays for many services and 0 deductibles. Don't wait to find out if you're eligible to enroll in a plan that may include some of these wonderful benefits you deserve. Call us right now. The call is free, the information is free, and there's no obligation. Make this free call now to learn if you're eligible to enroll in a Medicare Advantage plan that may include additional benefits you want. Call us right now.
Here's a great way to save money on your prescription medications. If you take Viagra or Cialis, we can give you a way to pay as little as $2 a pill. Compare that to prices as high as $60 per tablet. Call now with your prescription and pay as little as $2 a pill. We offer 24/7 service and always free delivery and confidential packaging. Call Pharmacy Shop 24/7 to get generic versions of Viagra or Cialis for as little as $2 a pill, plus free discreet shipping.
We're back on. Dr. Bridget Melson joins me, as she does pretty much every week, to try to kick the week off, help us get started, help us deal with the garbage, if you would, from the weekend. And one of the questions, it's like an open sore when I do this to you, because I keep bringing this up because it drives me out of my mind, which is why, people made fun of me as a kid, for being an Italian and living a certain way. And I had the car that held a Bondo on it. Everybody else had new cars. I never once thought of going to grab a gun or a baseball bat, or if I didn't agree with somebody, pounding them into the ground. It was just not in my thought process. And yet today, these kids, it's not just entitlement, they have no understanding of life. They have no understanding of rights of an individual. Why can't they cope? You were talking about family before we went to break.
Yeah, just the sense of community, right? And the family and the rules and eating dinner together and discussing everything. And then, we also didn't have all the social media. We didn't have everything streaming into the television. We had maybe at the most, 10 channels to watch. And the news actually was the news. You had certain shows like 60 Minutes if you wanted to cross the line politically and look into a story. Then next you have this generation of entitled millennials now because parents are letting them be entitled. They're letting them stay at home. They're paying all of their bills. And then when they have to actually go, they go suck the teat of the government because they've been doing that with parents. And then lastly, you've got education. What does college do? We used to have a poli-sci class. That's it. That's where you discussed politics. That's where you looked at the issues. And even then, I didn't know what my professors believed. And I was a liberal arts major on purpose. I wanted to know, what the other side felt. And I remember I did not know how they voted. But now we do. Every single class, from music to art to math to English to anything, all of a sudden we know how our professors feel, and we know, how we need to write. And if we don't, we're at risk. I think people are at risk. In my doctorate, I remember, I think I told this story, but we had it's how to counsel couples, and it's all couples, right? LGBT, regular, Christian, I don't know, heterosexual, all that. And it's a full quarter. I had this, like a whole 9 weeks, and I'm like, holy crap. So they really got into, of course, the LGBT transgender issue. And I, of course, wrote that I'm going to be unable. I would love to listen and discuss with you, but for me, it just goes against who I am ethically and as a Christian. So the professor just didn't accept that, and I did everything. I wrote all the papers. I just did it from my perspective. Took all the exams, aced everything except for the papers. He kept failing me because he said, of course, I was a bigot and all of this, and I ended up getting a D in the class. And of a doctorate program, I got straight A's and this one D. And there's a good example of what we are facing. It's the rest. There were 2 other Christian friends, Christian, I say that loosely, but they caved and they ended up, oh, my eyes are opened. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to fall for that. So this has all led now to these wishy-washy people that can't think for themselves. No ethics, no values, no morals. Parents are just kind of have their phones in their noses in their phones, and it's a mess. We're in a real mess, and I think
we let
it's
that
not going to
happen.
end.
You said it, right?
Yes. These things don't just happen. They're
No.
you have to.
Conservative parents, though, conservatives, religious
Yes.
people,
They're weak.
They let it happen because you know in the days when I went to school, if something, and it didn't just have to be in the Italian world. I can remember a teacher being disparaging towards other groups other than white Anglo-Saxon Protestants. We used to call them in the day. Remember, we used to call them WASPs, white Anglo-Saxon Protestant.
No big deal.
And they would say something against a certain ethnicity. I can remember parents storming into the room and go, "We're not going to have this. We're proud Irish, we're proud Germans, we're proud this or whatever, and we're not going to have you disparaging us. We came here for a better life." That would never
And it wasn't
happen
in
today.
it wasn't in a racist way at all. It was just pride in how God made us and where we were from and our heritage. And now, good grief, you can't even breathe. Well, certain ethnic groups can, but others can't be proud. I'm a proud, Irish Scotch, however you want to say it.
Oh,
but
listen,
geez, I'm privileged. Okay, well, my ancestors came over just like yours did.
I love when they say you're privileged, right? I mean, up until recently, affirmative action, if you were white, you weren't privileged, not in any way, shape, manner, or form. If you were going for a loan or a mortgage thing, no, privilege didn't
Couldn't
work for you
get
there
it. Couldn't
either.
become a fireman, right? Couldn't go into
Bingo.
law enforcement. My
Right.
husband was literally told, your grades are great. I love that you graduated from USC, but you're white. You'll never get in. He literally was told that, and he's like, well, oh, okay. And he just, and did he just go riot and loot? No, he just went back to school and did something else.
Kim,
and made
look
way.
at your commercials on TV, Dr. B, right? All of a
Yes.
sudden,
Everybody's
there's an overflow of black couples, black
all
families.
over the place.
There's an overflow of LGBTQ community, and I'm saying, what a bunch of hypocrites. What until they started burning down Targets, it wasn't a big deal. I mean,
It's
seriously, it's
so
laughable.
obvious. It's so obvious, and they're just trying to psychologically manipulate you. That's what they do. The media, the advertisers, and it's the thing is we don't care. Whatever. I mean, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't. It's just so obvious. I don't know. It's just, I call it, they kind of call it micro manipulation, but it's not even micro anymore. It's so blatant right now. What's going on.
very emboldened.
Pelosi, all of those people, they're narcissists to the core. And when narcissists don't get their way, what do? They manipulate. They put people together, and try to get groups together and manipulate them and talk them into going and doing, rioting, looting, and just raising Cain like crazy. And that's what's
nasty
going
stuff.
on. They can't accept the fact that other people don't think like them, or are rejecting all of their unethical, unbiblical ways. They just can't stand it. Whereas we, right, us conservatives are like, that's up to you. That's between you and God. If you can sleep at night, you're fine. I'm not going to come burn your house down. I'm not going to punch you. I'm not going to cold cock you for no reason.
We don't do that. We've never acted like that. The funny thing about it is they try to blame it all on us. They try to blame it on the right. Hey, I want to talk to you about the psychological, well, I don't even know what the name of it is, but they were talking about how the polls affected people, how polls, this was planned out to show that Trump was going to be crushed by high numbers, and that psychologically with people, they would start to feel like, well, my vote's not going to count. I'm not going to go out and do this. This is one of the ways they try to keep people away. I mean, does that really work? Give some validity to that or cut it down.
100%. Again, there are studies about this. The APA, the American Psychological Association, has a lot of research on that. You can go look it up anytime you want. It has a great effect. A huge effect. I mean, look at anything. I mean, if you're, right around dinner time, why do you think they play the pizza commercials and the Olive Garden and, all those things? It's very, very, very much a psychological, either a weapon in this case or a psychological tool. So they absolutely researched the methodology of and the effect of coming out with and wasn't the media, sorry, I sound like Joe Biden right now. Wasn't the media so one-sided about? I mean, they came out full guns, calling Biden the second, and even before these states. I was watching it and through a psychologist's eyes, and I was applauding them, like not in a good way, but wow, you guys are bad. You guys are out of the gate
Yep.
wicked. I mean, it was incredible to
They were
watch.
calling states for Biden with 12 or 20% of votes in, where with Trump he was at 75% of the votes, and he's got it, and they're not calling it. And now we know why, because they were in on it. They knew that votes were dropping after midnight, so they weren't going to call it for him that early.
No, absolutely. And people need to know that, and it's on both sides, but more so nastier, we have found out on the left.
Wait a minute. It's on both sides. They have perfected it. They have made it an art. They have actually made it a career that they're going to introduce to the colleges if they take over. We're going to go for a break. We'll be back in a minute. Joe Messina, your host.
Are you paying too much for your health insurance? Are your deductibles too high? Or are you completely uninsured? If you answered yes to any of these questions, Healthcare Help Desk can help you now when people need help the most. Health insurance laws and rules have changed. If you have Obamacare, are uninsured, or your premiums are too high, call Healthcare Help Desk. It's free. New healthcare plans are available, and you may qualify for dental coverage and lower copays and deductibles. Make the free call now. Top quality coverage at the lowest prices anywhere. You may be paying too much and not even know it. In these troubled times, healthcare is more important than ever. Don't let another day go by without health insurance. Policies are being offered with very low copays and deductibles. So if you're uninsured, underinsured, or paying too much, call Healthcare Help Desk. Learn about your options before it's too late.
Call 800-964-1055. 800-964-1055.
Attention Medicare recipients and anyone turning 65. Medicare has approved new benefits not included with original Medicare and older Medicare Advantage plans. You may not be getting all of the benefits you're entitled to. These new Medicare Advantage plans may have many free new benefits, including in-home aids, telephone appointments with your doctors, home-delivered meals and prescriptions. These benefits may be available, and it's a free call to enroll. The easiest way to enroll is to call the Medicare Benefits Line, a free non-government service. The new plans may also offer free eyeglasses, free hearing aids, free wellness visits, and gym memberships. Call the Medicare Benefits Line now. It's easy. Find out if you're eligible for new benefits like meal and prescription delivery, in-home aids, and telemedicine. Some plans may have a $0 monthly premium or zero copays for big out-of-pocket savings.
Call 800-691-1655. 800-691-1655.
Medicare Benefits Line is not connected with or endorsed by any government agency or the federal Medicare program.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
I'm self-employed and didn't report all my income. They claim I owe a lot more than I do.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
Tax Solutions Now saved my business.
I qualified for the Fresh Start program. I paid less than I owed.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions Now.
Call 800-447-7570. 800-447-7570.
Dr. B joins me. She does every week, kind of kick the week off, get things rolling, try to help you deal with some of your anxiety, if you would. You know, hey, we've survived worse. Remember that Civil War thing?
Yeah.
Dr. B,
Just a little deal.
I really appreciate your time.
No, absolutely. You know, and I'm getting asked here online questions about should people get tested and what's going on, and just kind of the fear. They want me to talk about the fear behind all of this. Can I talk a moment?
I ain't getting tested, just so you're clear.
It's like whatever. So yeah, I'm trying to stay off of any kind of news station except for my two conservative friendly stations. But NBC down there popped on, and I just clicked on it, and it's these helicopters flying around, and it's these lines, person after person after person at Dodger Stadium in cars, like they go for miles and miles. And I'm like, wow. And they're interviewing people, and people are freaked out of their mind. It's like the zombie apocalypse is coming, and Dodger Stadium is, the safe zone or something. It was bizarre to me. So this is when I start getting friends, from California. Dr. B, what, should I go? Should I not? And I'm like, oh my goodness. We're just hanging out in Texas. The rates are going up. People are getting over it. We've got a regime down, a medical regimen. Sorry, not a regime. We've got a medical regimen that everybody's given in Texas in 48 hours. We're good. Everyone's going to get it. It's just going to happen. Most of us are going to be asymptomatic. So speaking to the fear, is it normal? Should you never feel fear? Should you feel fear? When is it appropriate? So real quick, fear is healthy. I want you guys to know fear is healthy. Ultimately, it's hardwired in our brain, right? It's our fight or flight. It's when it's appropriate, you should feel fearful. When God says in the Bible, right, fear not, that means about, your future and about evil and things like that, because, God takes care of us. So that kind of fear you need not have. But yes, when it's appropriate, fear is good. And there's a lot of different kinds of fears, right? But if you have chronic stress because you are exposed to fear and people around you and politicians around you are making you feel fearful, when the reason why I think people get so upset and get so confused and get so anxious is because their instinct, their God-given instinct is like, I feel like we shouldn't fear this. I think there are things to do. We have options. If you're more susceptible to COVID and SARS related issues, and we've had other SARS, everybody, we've had other respiratory diseases that have come and gone, and for some reason the government didn't freak out about it, then you stay home and you do what you need to. So that's where you should not fear. It's definitely instinctual, but it's not automatic. It's not as automatic. It is automatic, but not as automatic as you think. We've got to remember, and this is what I see so many politicians, especially our liberal governors, they're using fear as a weapon. So fear is part instinct for sure. It's partly learned and it's partly taught. And you got to make sure you're not getting too much of the part that is taught and learned. Really listen to your instincts, people. And I want you all to have permission to do that. You just because you have fear doesn't mean you're in danger. You do not need to be in danger to be scared and to feel fear. You can do it just by somebody suggesting the fact that maybe you should be fearful. And then when you do that, you throw out everything. Your inability to concentrate and to figure out on your own what to do by instinct kind of goes away. It's a bit compromised. And I'm sure you're seeing that in California a lot. I am. It's really weird to be in Texas now after 46 years in California, and to kind of sit back and watch that, wow, this is way different than what we're experiencing in Texas. Yet we've got about the same amount of cases right now.
The numbers don't, I know we've been saying this forever, but they don't bear it out. 2.6.
They don't.
Yeah.
People are getting better. So
if Newsom was listening to the science that he said he's listened to, those guys should all be shot, because the way he made it sound is that 25% of the people would either have this thing or be dead by it here in California with the way we were going. 2.6%.
Right.
That's fear mongering.
It is. And if you say those numbers, then the liberals are all, oh, what about that 2.6%? Don't you care about them? And it's like, what about the 500,000 babies that you kill a year? I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. So this is where you have to turn off the TV and just know that fear dictates the actions you take. So you've got to not let that happen. We can freeze, we can fight, we can flight, or we can fright. Those are kind of the four types of fear. And I just want people to that's going to make you more susceptible the more stress you have. So please stop reading everything. You're fine. You're going to be okay. You're probably going to get it. It's going to be a nasty 48 hours. And then make sure that you get to a doctor and get what you need. There's some great options out there now. I've experienced it with very close friends and people that have been in my house. We had our contractor here that did not look good. And I'm like, buddy, you probably need to go get a test. You're white as a ghost. You're coughing. You're in my house. I love you. None of us wear masks. Go get a test. He got a test. He was COVID positive. And he stayed home for like 10 days. He said it was the worst 48 hours, he had experienced. It was like a bad flu. Yeah. They gave him what we're giving him, the Z-Pack. He had the inhaler, the nebulizer of budesonide. And he got a shot of steroids. In 48 hours, he was good. He was just kind enough to stay out for 8 or 9, 10 days, and none of us got it in the house. Nobody.
My wife and I feel like we had it last year around this time.
Yes.
I was one of those guys that got the sniffles, got the flu, got the whatever. Not really bad around, but this time it was bad, and it hung out for a couple of weeks.
fever? Did you guys get a fever and cough and stuff?
Yeah, we had everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I would actually stay in bed about 2:00 in the afternoon. I get ready for the show. I do the show, and I get back into bed again. But again, I'm still here. And to your point, somebody's going to say, well, what about those people who died? Well, do you care about the people who die from, all the other things that go on in hospitals, secondhand smoke? What do we find out that they actually start digging up numbers that 500,000 people die from smoking and or secondhand smoke, 20% of them from secondhand smoke. So why aren't those people going to jail? Why aren't we locking them up? Why aren't we forcing them to quit smoking?
Yeah, but to suggest, right, that just because we look at these actual numbers and put statistics out there, and it's just bizarre that that's what they're focusing on. It's so ridiculously double standard and hypocritical. Let's look at the 98%. That we need to open America and keep it open for those people.
Yep.
People are going to die. And it sucks, but every day, not just from COVID. We're all, right? None of us can escape death. None of us.
Everybody's dying just from COVID. There was 182 cases of seasonal flu. I think the number was from 2 weeks ago. And I'm going, wait a minute. So COVID has wiped out the seasonal flu. Why didn't we get it earlier?
Blows my mind. Well, and you look, because I know a lot of doctor friends and the dual diagnosis that's going on, the comorbidity, heart attack. Oh, could have had COVID.
Yep.
Cancer. Oh, probably had COVID. It's wow. Wow.
If we had known this was going to be a cure for everything from diabetes to lung cancer to everything else, man, we should have brought it on earlier. This is crazy.
I'm telling you, we missed out. So fear not, people. Fear not.
We still have, though, a massive issue with kids and teens that are coping. I mean, we're seeing it in the school, to your point, at the school board level and hearing about what's going on, and all these wellness centers that we opened that now are pretty useless because the kids aren't there. They're not in them. But again, give your wisdom for the next minute and a half, 2 minutes to parents on what they need to look for and how they can help their kids get through this.
Right, and we're gonna see more of it. We just are. We can't get around it. We're gonna see shutdowns. We're gonna see school closures continue, and we're gonna have a real problem. I wish I could just say puppies and rainbows and have a magic wand, but we're gonna see real psychological issues, parents. So pay attention to your kids. Get involved. Get them off of social media. Get all of the apps off their phone except for one or two. They don't need them. And the more you let them have that, and the more they're shut in, the more they're going to go deeper and deeper and deeper into the web and into social media. So you need to pay attention. You have to pay attention. Right now, this is not only a spiritual awakening; this is a parental awakening that's going on. Or we're going to see the suicide rate continue to rise, and it's not falling; it's going up and up and up.
Yep, I agree.
So I hope it's a wake-up call.
One last note: I went to a quote-unquote worship fest, or actually, it was a protest for a bunch of us Christians who couldn't be together at church. Anyway, so we were there, and after the event was over, to your point, you never know who you're touching. I had a bunch of people come up to me afterward and say, "Hey, appreciate it. Been following you for years, and appreciate the fight. Appreciate how you stick up for us." And in the back of my head, I'm thinking, "Don't thank me. Why don't you take what I said and you go stick up for 10, 15, 20 people? Let's use an old-fashioned pyramid scheme here." And get your 100%. Butt out there and do something. Okay, where do they find you? Quick.
At drburadio.com. See you.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 888-431-0562. That's 888-431-0562. 888-431-0562. 888-431-0562.
Dish TV is better than cable TV. Here's why. Dish has the nation's lowest TV price, along with an award-winning DVR that can skip commercials, record 8 shows at once, and get access to thousands of movies at your fingertips. Cable simply can't even compare. So the smart choice is to cut the cable and get Dish. Plus, you get all these great TV features, free HD DVR upgrade, free installation, and free movie channels. Say goodbye to cable and get more with Dish TV. 877-290-7764, 877-290-7764. As an added bonus, you can switch to Dish now and receive a $50 Visa gift card. So call now and get Dish TV. Call 877-290-7764, 877-290-7764. That's 877-290-7764. Limited time offer, 24-month commitment and credit qualification required. Cancellation fee, monthly equipment fees, and other restrictions apply. Promotion can change at any time.
Friend, do you remember when it felt good to withdraw your cash from the bank to expand a business, go on vacation, or buy a new car? Well, today, withdrawing your own cash has become a very risky business, according to The Secret War, a shocking new research report. I just read it. And folks, I was amazed to learn why banks are now required to spy on us for the government and then report any suspicious or unusual behavior. I suggest you get The Secret War free. Just call the number on the screen, no charge, from the folks at Swiss America, and get this. Did you know simply spending cash today may be enough to have you branded as a potential criminal? That's right. The new war on cash is really a war against all freedom-loving Americans. The Secret War is yours free, so call the number on the screen and you can tell them Pat Boone gave you the number.
And you do got it. People, you got to get involved. You got to get engaged locally. You know, there's a lot of people out there really don't know how to involve or get engaged in any of this. If you're one of those people that knows how, that understands how to go to your local, Republican headquarters or conservative headquarters, or whatever it is that you like and enjoy, go there, get involved, get engaged, volunteer. And don't think you have to volunteer. There's usually all kinds of stuff going on you can volunteer with. You don't like a particular candidate, office, or issue, don't volunteer for it. It's that simple. It isn't a big deal. Just the fact that you're there, taking phone calls or helping do mailers or whatever at your little headquarters is a great thing to do. Shows people that we have people involved, that you care. Again, 855-REAL-CHART, 855-732-5563. Let's talk about some of the options that you and I have to get the information out. Now, let's see if we can do a chain, right? You got Newsmax, OAN, and what is it, One TV, which is an up-and-coming network. It's got Dana Lash on it and a few other decent names. If we don't push, if usins don't push the people out there that are fighting for us, then who is? See, if you're good with me, like I was saying earlier, when I went to this event, everybody was excited. I don't know why I put my pants on like everybody else. They were excited to meet me. They want to thank me for fighting for them all these years and what have you. And yeah, I'm willing to do that. Obviously, I wouldn't be here if I wasn't. I'm not getting Rush Limbaugh's salary, so, but I wouldn't be here if I wasn't. But it would be nice to have some fringe help, if you would. So you guys calling radio stations asking them to put us on is great. Now you've got OAN, Newsmax, and this other station, the other network. I'll get you the name of it in a second. Takes me a minute to catch up. But seriously, call them. Let them know that you want us, hopefully you want me. And we'll see what happens. You just never know. A lot of these people are looking for shows that they can plug in that are national but have maybe a local spin. Oh, it's called The First TV. TheFirstTV.com. Bill O'Reilly's gone there. And then you got OAN, which is still pretty much a fledgling network. They got some good shows on there. And they're looking to grow that network because you're only going to be able to go a few places when it comes to real conservative information, or at least neutral information, where the information is being put out there for us to decide what we want to believe, what we want to think, and the direction we want to go in. Right? So those are the three networks I see that are up and coming. TheFirstTV.com, OAN, and Newsmax. And I've been on OAN and Newsmax. They got a great setup. So we have to start supporting those who will support us. But I have a little heartburn. I don't want to run away from Tucker. I'd like to see Tucker to run to either one of these two. But again, the other thing that people don't realize is the research staff that these people have. I'm sure Laura, Tucker, and Hannity, they probably have a research staff from 30 to 50 people. Not each. There's certain stories people are following. They're looking for statistics, that kind of stuff. They've already got them together for the other two hosts. Right? So on the main Fox network, you got Gutfeld. I like his sarcasm. I just don't like his humor, but I like his sarcasm. You watch him and you'll figure out, you'll know exactly what I mean. So you can chime in on any one of these issues tonight. 855-REAL-JOE, 855-732-5563. Again, with BLM in the news, it really, really frosts me. Where are they where the real problem is happening? Oh, before I get into that, I got to kind of make a joke out of this. Anybody remember why we had to stop counting in Georgia? Do you remember the catastrophe that took place? Right? It was because of a pipe burst. A water pipe burst. So they had to get that fixed. Shut the water off. Now I'm wondering a couple of things. Did they call all those people whose ballots were ruined? I would probably say not, but I won't. I mean, think about this. The dog ate my homework. That's what this sounds like. But this was a plan in several different states. All of a sudden, they shut down. And everybody started back up. They had found ballots that weren't there before, right? I mean, I don't understand why they're so nervous about audits in states that Trump won. Right? I mean, why don't we do audits all the way around to show that we don't care? We have nothing to hide. So we can audit the states that Trump won, but we need to audit the states that Biden won as well.
Mom, thank God you're going to be okay.
So relieved. But you both should know when my time comes, I have a final expense policy with Senior Care USA.
Is Senior Care USA the life insurance policy that helps loved ones pay for funeral expenses and other debts? Bill and I called to get more information.
Yes, and there's an immediate payout of up to $50,000.
If you're over 50, call Senior Care USA now to learn more about final expense insurance plans.
There's no medical exam, even if you have a pre-existing condition like I do. When I called, the quote was free, and there was no pressure.
I found out that policies start for as little as 35 cents a day. Rates will never increase and coverage won't decrease.
I'm going to call today.
Ask about the free prescription discount card. Oh, I'm so glad you'll be taken care of.
Call 1-800-822-7419. That's 1-800-822-7419.
But is it? It's really just the beginning, right? Have you written a book and want it published but don't know where to start? You're not alone. Page Publishing cuts through the confusion that most new authors face, like copyright protection, barcodes, printing, and digital uploading. We will get your book into bookstores now. We guide you through the publishing maze and help you distribute and sell your work in hard copy and ebook formats. That's right. We will digitize and place your book for sale on Amazon, Apple iBooks, and Google, offering it to millions. Don't waste another minute. Most publishers won't even look at new author submissions, but we're different. We review your book and provide you feedback in about a week. If we decide to publish your book, your work ends and ours begins. From copy editing and proofing to typesetting and book cover art, our team gets you into bookstores fast.
Call 1-877-461-5033.
Does your current bathroom need to be updated immediately? Introducing one-day bath and shower remodeling. The complete and hassle-free way to get the new bathroom of your dreams in as little as 1 day. And for as little as $199 a month. Yes, the experts at One Day Bath and Shower Remodeling will come to you anywhere in the country and show you all the customized options. Now you can have a brand new bathroom in as little as 1 day. Large or small bathrooms, if you want a new bathtub or shower installed, we can do it in as little as 1 day. And if you call right now, you can save $750 off your remodel. We make it easy by offering you financing as low as $199 per month. So for as little as $199 a month, you can finally have the bathroom of your dreams. Call now to schedule your free in-home consultation.
I want an animal in the ring. You know, when I got somebody in there fighting for me or backing me up, if I had an attorney I needed for whatever issue, I want them. I don't need them to be polite. I need them to be an animal. I want them to protect me, my kids, my house, whatever. 855-REAL-JOE, 855-732-5563. Any of you getting those warnings from Facebook when you put up a story? Facts about the election. Let's try to avoid confusion. Election officials follow strict rules when it comes to ballot counting, handling, and reporting, especially on how to look the other way when they come in the back door with 130,000. Item 2. This is what they sent when you put up a post they're not really happy about. Differences between final results and initial vote counts are due to it taking several days after polls close to ensure all votes are counted. Item 3. Vote recounts and legal challenges are a regular feature of elections, and they need to take place under an established guideline and process. This comes to us from the Bipartisan Policy Center, right? Like there's not really one of those, is there? Seriously. And then you heard the other day, which is showing to be true, that there were, I don't know, it was like a little over 100,000 ballots that showed up in Georgia. 95,801 of them were a single bullet vote for Joe Biden, while only 818 of them were for Donald Trump. Just amazing, right? And the ballots where the voter voted for the president, at least one other person, Trump got 2.4 million, Biden got 2.3 million. So it doesn't follow. It doesn't carry through. The numbers don't make any sense. And the one thing I know about math, the numbers always follow. They always make sense. It ain't that hard to figure out. But as I've been telling some of my compadres, stop trying to be nice. Stop trying to reason with these people thinking you're going to win them over, because you're not going to win them. They could care less about you and or your truth. 855-REAL-JOE, 855-732-5563. I really do appreciate the time you spend with us, you know, on the air and in the chat room, texting, tweeting, being part of the conversation, part of the solution, actually. You know, I was talking a little bit about between school, and you heard Dr. Bridget get on it. Look, my district as a whole, the district I'm in California, we're one of the better ones in the state. But generally, as education goes, we got a problem. We've got a bunch of people in the classroom who think that everything that they say is gospel truth and what they believe is real. And if you try to question them, how dare you question a teacher, an educator? Now, again, they're not all like that. And I've got teachers, or I should say some teachers, but mostly parents, sending me things that are making them crazy, like here in California. The education rules are totally different. One person says to me, circle the names of the African Americans killed by police. Right? This is how crazy this gets now. They're trying to bring to the attention of the kids that police kill black people. They don't. It's a myth. Eric Garner, Michael Brown, Rodney King, Abner Luma, Rashard Brooks, Breonna Taylor. I mean, look at the names they're putting up here. Right? Because none of these people put up a fight. Freddie Gray and a couple more. And they're okay with it. The teachers actually feel like, they're, I don't know, they're doing what they're supposed to do. What? Push a lie? No, what are you supposed to do? Push a lie? Here's another one. What other opposition has there been to BLM? In the movement's early years, some law enforcement groups claimed that BLM was responsible for rioting and anti-police violence. The result was a counter-movement known as Blue Lives Matter, demanded that those connected or convicted of killing police officers be sentenced under hate crime laws. Some other critics of BLM began using the hashtag All Lives Matter. This led BLM supporters to respond that they were not seeking special treatment for black Americans, just equal, which turned out to be a lie. They do want special treatment. They want programs, money, reparations. I mean, go down a whole list of what they want. And no white people can be involved, have part of or partake of. It doesn't sound like equality under the law. Some white nationalist groups, see how they lay this thing out? Some white nationalist groups have used the hashtag All Lives Matter. Wait a minute, what's this? I can't read it. Oh. Yeah, White Lives Matter. Sorry. Hey, sometimes I can't read what I type. Right? Trump has also attacked BLM while running for president. He harshly criticized it, and he claimed that it divided Americans. He didn't have to claim it. It does. We read their manifesto. We read what they put online. Did we not? We showed you where the money went. This is how disingenuous and dishonest mainstream media is. And there's no way they could fight and pull it back because they've already put it out there. They've already said it. They'll just keep denying it, even when you catch them. That's how sad and sick these people are. Nothing, absolutely nothing is their fault. That's why I call them the party of non-responsibility. You know that. 855-REAL-JOE, 855-732. Call if you have any questions. You can also send me an email, joe@therealside.com, joe@therealside.com. It ain't that hard, people. I'll be
Attention homeowners, do you have a house that's in need of serious repairs? Do you have tenants that never seem to make their monthly payments? How about code violations, past due taxes, or maintenance costs you just can't afford? Then call my friends right now at Quick Cash Offer. They specialize in buying any home, no matter how ugly the situation. Turn that problem property into cash right now. It's just that simple. One call and you can get rid of that home headache forever. They buy the ugliest houses with instant closings, instant cash, and huge savings. Plus, there are no realtor fees, no listing fees, and no repair costs. Just cash in your hands for that painful property. They're buying a few more houses in your neighborhood this month. So take advantage of this cash offer and call Quick Cash Offer now.
855-296-8854. 855-296-8854. That's 855-296-8854.
Listen carefully. If your student loan debt is overwhelming you and things seem hopeless, we've got great news.
If you're still struggling with your student loan debt, there are government programs available that may actually lower your payments by consolidating your federal student loans. Just call us. We'll review your situation and work with you to consolidate your debt. In many cases, depending on your situation, we can lower your monthly payments in half or more. It doesn't matter how much you owe or how far behind you are. Even if you're in default, call us right now to find out how we can lower your payment in half immediately. You can stop the harassing phone calls and the wage garnishments. All you need to do is pick up the phone and call us right now. We can remove your default status, consolidate your federal student loans, lower your payments, and we can do it today. Stop worrying. This is a real solution that can help. So please call us right now.
Call 800-917-8671.
Are you over the age of 50? Want peace of mind and financial security for your family? Here's an important message to you and all seniors from the Final Expense Insurance Hotline. The average funeral costs about $7,000, even more. And the most government benefits will pay your family is only $255. That leaves your loved ones with a burden of paying your debts and funeral costs. Our plans start as low as $1 per day and will pay up to $30,000 for your funeral and other final expenses. There's no medical exam and you'll have lifetime coverage. Plus, your rates will never increase and your plan cannot be canceled regardless of your medical condition, as long as you make your premium payments. Get free information right now. Just answer a few simple questions and get approved right over the phone in just a few minutes. Call right now.
Call 855-221-7334.
Do you have an idea for an invention, but you don't know what to do next?
How do you get in front of companies or get a patent?
Call InventHelp. They've been helping inventors just like you for 35 years.
And thousands of people contact them every month.
With 65 offices, you can meet with an InventHelp representative near you who will keep your idea confidential and explain their invention process step by step. InventHelp has helped over 10,000 inventors get patents. And they offer 3D animations and prototyping services to help demonstrate your idea. InventHelp's exclusive databank includes over 9,000 companies who have agreed to confidentially review new ideas, like yours.
Don't wonder what to do next. Take action right now and get the help you need from InventHelp.
InventHelp. Call today for free information.
800-880-2937. That's 800-880-2937 now.
I get a lot of emails from you guys. And don't lose faith. For my praying people, I'm going to get a tad religious, but I want to get in your face about something. If you want to tinge Joe Messina in a prayer, say, God, if it be your will. And I'll tell you why I say that. You know what God's will is in a lot of cases. I won't even say 100%. I'm going to say a lot of cases. All right? Do you believe that abortion is God's will? So if you're praying against abortion, you can't say, God, if it be your will, because he wants you to live. I can give you 5 or 6 scriptures. When it comes to ruling over ourselves, you can't say, God, if it be your will. I can give you a bunch of scriptures there too, where he tells us to go out and choose people to rule over us, people who love God. So, for you to pray, God, if it be your will that Donald Trump win, you're suggesting that his will is to have a guy put in office that believes in abortion on demand, anytime, anywhere, anyhow, for any reason, and in any country at our expense. Okay? A man that believes that you shouldn't be allowed to go to church for the pandemic, but you can go have dinner with a bunch of friends. I don't know, whatever. I mean, I can run down this whole thing with you. So again, I'll say, for my praying friends, if you can't pray for anything else, ask that God illuminate these fake ballots, that he illuminates how they pull this off, that he illuminates what doors need to be opened so people can see exactly what's going on and how to fix it. I'm not joking. I'm dead serious. If you got no money to spend, if you can't canvass and do what they're trying to do to shore up what they call cure the vote, where they're actually out looking to see if knocking on doors to see if you actually did vote in the election. That simple. I mean, there are people, for all intents and purposes, and I don't mean to say it this way, but they're working the streets. They are working the streets to make sure that your vote, my vote, Trump's vote counts. I mean, and I want you to notice something here. They don't even hide it anymore. You can find this up on my website. They don't even hide it anymore. It's a coup. It is a flat-out coup. Now, the kook that may occupy the White House, yeah, you heard me, kook, he slipped in his speech. You remember this? We have put together, well, I think, the most extensive and inclusive voter fraud organization in the history of American politics. Oh, Joe, you meant to say anti. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. He said exactly what he meant. No question about it. They've been doing this for decades. This is nothing new. Did you guys see that piece from Rob Blagojevich? I played it last week, where he said, this is nothing new. We've been doing this for decades. See, you can't keep burning people. You can't keep pushing people down by your thumb and expect that they're not going to rise up. What we're witnessing from the front row seat is nothing less than a carefully orchestrated coup. Right? This is the third coup attempt on this president. There's no question about it. They started off with the Russian conspiracy, which we have proved was wrong. The dossier was fiction or flat out fake. They knew it. They didn't care. Right? That's simple. And the failed impeachment. I don't think that Biden lied when he said what he said about that. He told the whole world a few years back that SEAL Team 6 conducted the raid on bin Laden, putting the SEALs and their families in grave danger. He didn't care. Neither did Obama. What kind of confidence? Look, here you have an administration, a guy, a weenie guy by the name of Obama, and the people around him wouldn't make a decision without consulting attorneys for military stuff. Wouldn't refund the military, did not give them the money they needed, kept drawing them down or thinning them out, if you would. He didn't care about them. Not at all. He doesn't like the military. They cause a problem, at least in the realm that he runs in. And then you have President Trump that steps... and what would Obama do? He was dropping leaflets on our enemies, telling them when we were going to bomb them. Seriously. Did not have two active brain cells to rub together. Didn't care about our military men and women. And then you got Donald Trump steps in there. Gets them the money that they need to strengthen themselves, to get the parts that they need for planes. Under Obama, they didn't have parts to rebuild planes. They didn't have parts to fix planes. How do you feel as a pilot going in the air, hoping to God with the duct tape and whatever you got to keep the thing together? And I've spoken to some of those pilots. It was true. And then Trump comes in and allocates all kinds of people. Got mad about the budget. Too bad. Deal with it. You're always cleaning up for the mistakes of the past administration when they don't care. I've got a piece on my website from years gone by. You can grab it again when I wrote about why is it when a Democrat gets in power, the first thing he does is start cutting the military. We up aid to illegals. We up aid to kill babies. We up aid to do all these other things to other countries, but we can't take care of our military. Why? It's going to come back to bite them eventually. Right? I don't believe that Biden is aware of what he said. I don't think he's aware of what he says most of the time, frankly. I don't care if it's gaffe or dementia or whatever. He hasn't got a clue. The Washington corporate establishment, or the swamp, if you like, it was going to accept any outsider. This was a guy they couldn't control. He had too much money. Didn't need a job afterward. And when he became president, this was you want to talk about a dark winter? This was a very dark winter for them. But they thought they were going to be able to pull one over on him. They thought they were going to be able to pound on him and get him to back down like they've been able to do to others. But he wouldn't. And I don't even care if he was stubborn. I don't care if it was pride. I just like the fact that he didn't back down and he kept pushing for what he believed was the best thing that could be done for the American people. Right? That simple. I mean, this was a shakeup of their power base, shakeup of their money stream. Remember, the establishment takes care of themselves. They don't care about us. When China secretly is pretty much making 99.5% of our pharmaceuticals here, and then threatened us at one point in time that they would stop doing it if we didn't stop blaming them for the virus. That should send a shiver up and down every American spine, no matter what party they belong to. These guys were looking for a way to... Matter of fact, I'm not going to say this. This is the truth of the matter is, when they saw him come down that escalator to announce that he was running for president, they didn't believe it. Remember, they all thought it was a joke. None of them thought he could pull it off. Right? And they had a whole bunch of tricks in their sleeves to be able to make it happen. Remember when Chucky Schumer said, you don't attack, the Department of Justice or these guys? They have too many ways to deal with you. We've seen many election returns over the years. Never seen returns like these, though. I mean, seriously, when you're up so much in the middle of the night that somebody stops the counting and then it flips by 100,000 votes, that's a problem. Don't you think? I mean, think about what they had to know was going on. When you had I'm going to pick on Fox News. When you had Fox News reporting Joey B as the winner with 12 to 22% of the votes in, yet they couldn't bear to say that Trump was the winner when he had 75% of the vote in because they knew what was going to take place after midnight.
Here's a great way to save money on your prescription medications. If you take Viagra or Cialis, we can give you a way to pay as little as $2 a pill. Compare that to prices as high as $60 per tablet. Call now with your prescription and pay as little as $2 a pill. We offer 24/7 service and always free delivery and confidential packaging. Call Pharmacy Shop 24/7 to get generic versions of Viagra or Cialis for as little as $2 a pill, plus free discreet shipping.
Broken AC, $4,600. Water heater, $1,500. Fridge on the fritz, $1,000. You need home warranty coverage from the Home Service Club for around $1 a day. If any of your covered appliances and systems break down, HSC will either repair or replace them.
HSC provides coverage of up to 47 different appliances and systems in your home.
I trust HSC.
HSC has over 15,000 pre-screened, highly rated technicians with the fastest response time in the industry. They cover everything from ACs, stoves, fridges, pool pumps, and more. Call the number on your screen now for a free no-obligation quote from a trusted HSC specialist about a home warranty for your entire home, backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Call now and get 1 month free plus $75 off your first year of coverage. 1 month free and $75 off your first year. The Home Service Club.
I didn't know some Medicare Advantage plans may pay for dental visits. Did you?
I didn't know some Medicare Advantage plans may pay for transportation to my doctor. Did you?
I didn't know some Medicare Advantage plans may pay to have my prescriptions delivered directly to my home. Did you?
These and more are important benefits some Medicare Advantage plans may give you. So if you're eligible for Medicare, call us right now because you may be eligible to enroll in a plan with amazing additional benefits. Some Medicare Advantage plans may pay for services like these: dental visits, vision coverage, hearing coverage, home delivery of drugs, even gym memberships. Some plans may include no copays for many services and 0 deductibles. Don't wait to find out if you're eligible to enroll in a plan that may include some of these wonderful benefits you deserve. Call us right now. The call is free, the information is free, and there's no obligation. Make this free call now to learn if you're eligible to enroll in a Medicare Advantage plan that may include additional benefits you want. Call us right now.
Here's a great way to save money on your prescription medications. If you take Viagra or Cialis, we can give you a way to pay as little as $2 a pill. Compare that to prices as high as $60 per tablet. Call now with your prescription and pay as little as $2 a pill. We offer 24/7 service and always free delivery and confidential packaging. Call Pharmacy Shop 24/7 to get generic versions of Viagra or Cialis for as little as $2 a pill, plus free discreet shipping.
We've kind of lost that. Some of you, God bless you for the way you believe, whatever, but you didn't force your kids to come be with the family. To see the importance of it. I mean, it's for, it's really funny. My even my friends that, whose parents were been Americans, they don't come from another country, their family doesn't come from another country. They would say things like, it seems that the ethnicities seem to cherish family more. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. I haven't polled everybody in America. But when you talk about the Greeks and the Italians and the Spaniards and the French, well, I don't know many French people, but I actually do. I know a couple. There is a DNA, inborn sense that you have to have family close by you. You have to be with family. We got a rule in this house, family rules. And what I mean by that is if you get a family member in need, now that doesn't mean somebody who's a drug addict or a gambler that you always give them the money or what they need. It just means that you do everything you can to help out family. They are number one. And we've seen it happen plenty of times in our lives, Tammy and I. Is that an ethnic thing? I mean, seriously. I remember... I'm not going to go into all that, but look, here's the bottom line with it, though. It's just interesting when you talk about different cultures. What is it, Newsom? Maybe he's got no family. I don't know. No real family. I mean, in name only. The importance of getting together, being together, having the strength of that family's love and power around you. You know, it's one thing when a stranger gets on your case for something you're doing, when a stranger is trying to correct you. But when family's there, when family is correcting you, it's a whole different animal, especially if it's people you love and you trust. You know, in my book, Rambling of a Right-Wing Bible-Thumping White Guy, which was a direct poke at the other side, by the way, I do a little tribute, one-pager, to my Uncle Bill. They used to call him Big Billy. And he was a Boston cop for, God, forever. He was one of the fellows that started... one of the founders, one of 7 founders that started the Boston Police Patrolmen's Association. At one point, they used to ride one to a car, they walk one to a beat. And under him and a bunch of other guys, they were able to change that. But he was a no-nonsense kind of guy. There was no gray area with him. You were either on or off. You were either right or wrong. He was either giving you a hug or thumping you in the head for something stupid you did. But because there was the not just the hugs. I mean, the guy used to come home from work. Now, this is family. Are you hearing me? This is about family. For a while in my mom's life, she was a single mom. So she was, working as a hairdresser, working her buns off. I spent every weekend for years with my cousins. Yeah, they're a big family there. In Dorchester, Massachusetts. Look that up in the 70s. Anyway, the long and the short of it is the man would work all night long. And he would come home in the cold of winter. And he would ice down the little backyard we had so that we could play ice hockey when we got up. Early enough, so like 5 o'clock in the morning, 5:30 in the morning. He would ice this down for us. He was a veteran of World War II. Never really talked much about what he saw, what he went through. But they did. You could hear them talking at the tables at the dinner table. I was at the kids' table, so were a lot of us, and then the adult table. But you listen. And they talked about some of the things that they went through and what other family members went through and the fight to get here to this country. And then when they got here, 15 to a room. We make fun of... See, here's the thing, and I think most Americans would agree, most of my listeners would agree with me. I make fun of when the Mexicans come here and they get into an apartment with 20 of them in an apartment. But I also make fun of Italians when they do the same thing. It's tough. It's tight. They're willing to give up for it. I get that. The only difference where I draw the solid line is one did it legally and one does it illegally, which puts you 3 steps behind to begin with. So my question would be, if it's okay for illegals to break the law to make that happen, why can't I break the law to make what I want to happen? But back to family. So what Dr. B was alluding to is we don't have the love and the correction of family, if you would. Seriously. And if we had more of that, then we would draw the kids in. Same thing with religion, whatever religion you are. And obviously, I don't agree with them all. I'm a Christian, but I believe in letting you live. Letting you worship and do your thing. But that's my belief system. My job is not to be like gender neutral. My job is not to be God neutral with my kids until they figure out what they want to do. Look what it's done. Our kids don't know what they are anymore. Boy, girl, or whatever. And don't send me an email because I don't care to hear it. We've done stories. You've got trans, not just transgender. You have trans species. Look it up. People spending thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of dollars because they think they're a different species. And then they're finding doctors that are money hungry that'll take the money and lop off their ears, lop off their nose, do plastic surgery for them. It's crazy. We used to get these people help. Now we acquiesce to anything they want, and you can't say anything to them. Then there was another one. This is when I wish Tammy was close by. The trans subject, where people are actually cutting off limbs because they don't believe that they were supposed to be born with them, and they're finding doctors to do it. This is what we've had people grow up in, get raised in. I go back and find a few, but I did a story 4 or 5 months ago of a young girl whose friends kept telling her she looked more like a boy, she acted more like a boy. Maybe she was trapped in a boy's body or a girl's body, a boy trapped in a girl's body. And she started believing it. And then she started stepping out on it. And she was an attractive young lady. And what does she do? Against her parents' will or behind their back, she goes out. She goes and she gets the hormone pill. She spent 20 minutes with the doctor, she said, ultimately. She got the hormone pills. She got other things. She got things to do. And within a relatively short amount of time, she started putting on weight. She had a different attitude, different voice. And she said, she felt like she was doing the right thing because all her friends. She wanted to please all her friends. We have to teach our kids, stop worrying about your friends and enemies. You know what's right. Anyway, after a long time of this, she's sitting there talking to her grandfather one day, and he just starts crying. And he looks at her and he says, I'm listening to you talk. You still sound so confused. You sound like this isn't really what you want. What have you done to yourself? You're a pretty young lady with a whole life in front of you, and you just seem to be confused about everything. This was before she had the physical operation. He said, please don't do this to yourself. Wait a while. She was still young. She was in her teens, 18, 19. And when you read the rest of the story, because of her grandfather, the only one in the family that would look her in the face and say, this isn't right. You're too young to make this decision. Give it time. When you're 25, whatever, and this isn't what you want, then do what you got to do. I love how scientists keep telling us, psychologists keep telling us that the brain isn't settled. It isn't totally functioning properly till you're in your early 20s. Yet we allow 13 and 12-year-olds to decide whether they can have abortions, to decide they're not the right sex, or even decide to have sex. This is what's so confusing about the left. They have absolutely no boundaries. They have absolutely no absolutes. They scare me. They scare a lot of people. And until recently, kind of brushed it off as just another ideology, but it's not. It's a religion for them, and they're right no matter what. To my friends that are moderate Democrats who push back against this, I know a lot of people voted totally Republican, have the same values I have. They won't switch parties. Well, as long as they're acting the right way, I don't care what party they belong to. But when you start infringing on my right as a parent to make sure my kids grow up the way I want them to grow up with, we're going to have a problem. And I think you're poking the sleeping giant in this country. I think the left went too far, they've gone too far, and the people in the party know that they went too far. I'm concerned over the next few months as they try to play out and taking our holidays away from us. Hey, Joe Messina, your host. Stay safe. Don't do anything stupid or violent. God bless. Have a great rest of the day.